When illness enters a home, faith communities rally with prayer and meals. But there's an invisible weight on the youngest members, who become overly helpful to avoid being a burden. This burden quietly strips away their childhood, replacing spontaneity with rigid, disrupted routines. In the process, these children often feel invisible and forgotten within their own families. We'll now uncover their silent questions, expose the gaps in our support, and show how faith calls us to see them. First, we must understand their silence is intentional. They withhold questions, fearing they will add to their parents' stress. This silence extends to their faith, creating profound spiritual distress as they wrestle with questions like, where is God? Worst of all, young children can secretly believe they are to blame, viewing the illness as punishment for their own misbehavior. So we see a pattern of silence, spiritual questions, and guilt. But what is the mechanism that allows these specific fears to take root? The reason is simple. A child's world is built on security, and illness shatters that foundation. Their primary need is not just information. It's the profound reassurance they will be cared for, no matter what. Because of this, an absence of information is terrifying for them. When adults withhold the truth to protect them, children feel abandoned to their imaginations, which almost always invent a worse reality. This dynamic of fear and silence creates a hidden crisis. So if the struggle is invisible, how does it appear in the real world? What are the tangible signs a church leader or friend could actually see? Keep watching to find out. One of the first places this weight shows up is at school. A parent's chronic illness is linked to a child's lower academic performance. It also damages their social lives. These children may isolate themselves and avoid youth group, fearing judgment or embarrassment. So we have clear signs: slipping grades and social withdrawal. With these signs present, why do our faith communities so often miss them? The problem is complicated because the child isn't struggling alone. Parents caring for a sick family member face their own faith struggles. This answers our question. Communities miss the signs because the family's struggle is internal. It is not visible on a Sunday morning. And even when we do try to help, we often get it wrong. Our standard ministry models are not built for these families' long-term needs. This failure often shows up in our language. Think about saying, "Let me know if you need anything." Why doesn't that phrase actually help? Let's connect the dots. A family carrying that invisible weight is too overwhelmed to delegate tasks. A vague offer puts the work back on them. This is why old models fail. Youth group is for socializing, but these kids feel isolated. Healing ministry focuses on the patient, but the child feels invisible. These models aren't designed to see or address the silent, spiritual questions of the caregiver kid. So the system is broken. But the solution starts by rebuilding what the illness shattered. It is rooted in fostering resilience through connection and faith. The path forward begins with a single focus: security. Every action and every word must be aimed at rebuilding that child's sense of safety. This means we stop saying, "Let me know." Instead, we make specific, actionable offers that don't require the family to do any work. Instead of asking, say, "I'm taking your son to the park on Saturday at 2 p.m., so you have a break." This directly counters their loss of spontaneity. We can also give them tools for security. Helping a child create a memory box provides a tangible anchor, a connection they can control. The goal is not to fix the unfixable. It is to see the unseen, to ask about the unasked, and to create pockets of normalcy in the chaos. In every home touched by illness, there are silent questions and hidden burdens. Our faith calls us to be the ones who finally help carry them. If your church is ready to better support caregiving families and their children, we have a resource for you. Comment checklist below, and we will send you a guide with actionable steps to start serving the caregiver kids in your community. Visual text on screen: comment checklist for a free guide. Fading shots of diverse, supportive community interactions. A child who previously looked worried, now smiling with a trusted adult from church. Organization logo and website on screen. End screen with quiet, reflective music.